everybody, it's Dr. Magnifico from GRSLVet.com. This is Buster. He is a Labrador Retriever. He is about 10 years old. He is just coming to see me tonight, so this is the first time we have met. His owners came to me because he has a mass on his toe. So you can see that lateral toe. Let's try to get it better in the light. It is huge, so he has a very large toe. They came to me because the previous vet had told them that he was too old for anesthesia, which is a topic that we're going to discuss now. Age is not a reason to deny care. I don't care how old you are. It is certainly pertinent for you to have a conversation with your veterinarian about what prognosis is. So get a diagnosis, talk about prognosis, and then talk about the risks of anesthesia and then the lifespan of your pet. If I thought that Buster wasn't going to be here in 6 months, I may not talk to them about doing surgery, but he's had this mass on his foot for 4 years. He's 10 years old now, and they said at some point along the line that he was too old. At this point, the toe is such a problem that they have to do something. At this point, in my opinion, it's gotten to the point where it has to have some sort of resolution. It is now bleeding, so I'm gonna have Melissa. We'll show you the bottom side. It is now bleeding, so he now has an open wound due to a mass that is never going to close unless we do something about it. Apparently the previous vet told them the best thing to do was to take the leg off. Nobody ever wants to hear amputation, and lots of people will not do an amputation. I told them, in my opinion, if this was an osteosarcoma, so if this was a bone tumor, then amputation might be the right answer. You know, in this guy's case, he's had it for 4 years, so it's very unlikely that this is an osteosarcoma because that's a very aggressive bone tumor. He also has a lipoma, so there's a big mass right here, which has been diagnosed before with a fine needle aspirate, so there's a lipoma here. He's got a couple of other little masses elsewhere, but he is here today because he has a non-healing wound due to a mass on his foot. Anytime I get a mass on the foot, I tell people to be aggressive, so take care of it sooner versus later. They're just one of the areas that has a high propensity to be a difficult problem, and it also has a high propensity to be a bad kind of cancer. So he is here today. We did an exam on him. Everything looks good except for his toe and this lipoma. And he's got a little bit of early laryngeal paralysis, which is that very loud breathing that you hear. But other than that, he still thinks he's a spring chicken. So in his mind, he thinks he's a 4-year-old lab still, which is very important. He's a very good surgical candidate simply because he's so healthy. There's been no weight change. There's no activity change. He's happy, outgoing, eating and drinking and doing well. So we pulled pre-op blood work. Pre-op blood work here is about $200. That includes a full CBC, a chemistry, a thyroid, a urine, and a fecal. So we got a really good overall picture of his overall health. And then we came in and did an x-ray. So we're gonna show you the x-ray. So I did an x-ray of his toe to make sure that it doesn't look like it's a bony tumor. And then we also did x-rays of his chest to make sure there's no evidence of metastasis there. So we did a full body x-ray. So to make sure there's no evidence of cancer in his chest, meaning because there's no bony lesion in the toe, it's probably not cancer, and there's no evidence of spread to the chest. So now we're going to talk about doing a toe amputation. At my clinic, it's somewhere around $800, and then a biopsy is about $200. So all in, it probably should be about $1,000. But in my opinion, we're sort of at a place where we don't really have a choice. So that's what we're going to do. So kind of the take-home points are: age is a number. It's not a disease. It's not a reason to deny care. Don't tell anybody, in my opinion, don't tell someone that it's not worth it. This dog thinks he's perfectly fine, and this toe should have been removed probably 4 years ago. Lots of dogs have toe removals, and lots of them do very well. So talk to people about their options, and don't put a blind door up because it's not what you want to do. Also understand the risks of anesthesia. There's always a risk for anesthesia. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't take it. It doesn't mean that you should let it get to the point where now there's no other options. And then talk about biopsy, talk about anesthetic risk, talk about the pre-op stuff, and then go from there. So all in today for Buster, we're probably talking $1,500 to try to get him, get rid of this toe, get rid of this lipoma, and get him back to a place where he is a happy, healthy, outgoing dog, which is what he thinks he is already, and go from there. If you have any questions about toes, about cancer, about older dogs, about anesthesia, you can make an appointment here with me at GRSLVet or go to pavli.com. Take care. Bye.